Changes that have been made, at least for the pharmaceutical sector, have to do more with the ease of doing business than with the change in caps. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, the Chairman and Managing Director of Biocon, joins us with the details and the implications of what this means. Kiran, appreciate you joining us. Before I talk to you about Pharma, let me ask you about what you made of the timing of the announcements that came in from the government today, and how meaningful do you believe that these are going to be in the continued context of further liberalization of FDI norms?
Well, first and foremost, I think, Shereen, this was very welcome news amidst the gloom of, Raghuram Rajan exiting the RBI. So I would say the timing couldn't be better. I think we needed to balance the rather gloomy news with some good news, and I must say that the sleuth of reforms that were announced through these very positive policy moves were very, very welcome. Long awaited, and as far as I'm concerned, I think the signals that India is certainly opening up its economy, and it is definitely signaling that it is one of the most attractive investment destinations going forward, especially in the BRICS sector. Now, coming to pharma, I personally believe that, again, very welcome news given the very restrictive investment norms that prevailed before this announcement. And I think this will open up the pharma sector hugely to M&As and investment, because I think the pharma sector is a very well-recognized global sector in terms of investment opportunities, because undoubtedly the Indian pharma sector has a huge vantage point in terms of both manufacturing advantages and research services being another very attractive investment opportunity. And I think going forward, I think India itself is going to be a very key market in terms of commercial opportunities. So all in all, I think we already have a very strong global recognition as a very important pharma sector globally, and I think this really will augur well for the sector in terms of FDI and foreign investment in general.
Kiran, I just want to take that point forward. The changes that have been made specifically for the pharmaceutical sector today have more to do really with the ease of doing business than the actual liberalization of the FDI cap, because essentially what the government has decided to do is to permit up to 74% FDI under the automatic route in brownfield pharma, and government approval route is beyond 74%. So the cap hasn't really changed. Is this going to materially change things just because now you don't have to go through the FIPB route? So it may bring down delays for clearances, etc., but does it really change the kind of money that could come in?
Well, personally, I would have not liked any cap at all, because I think you go up to 74%, it really is neither this way or that way, and I think they could have just sort of removed the cap altogether, and I expect that to happen sooner than later, honestly. But I would say that yes, pharma is a sector that attracts a lot of interest in investment. And I think the main thing is that yes, ease of doing business through the automatic approval route is certainly something that is going to be very conducive to investment in the sector. And it was quite a painful exercise in the past, just getting private equity investment from overseas, even as low as 15 or 20% going through FIPB. So certainly this will open up, investment in the sector. But 74% is quite a significant investment opportunity for most overseas strategic investors. And I think India as an investment destination in terms of pharmaceutical and now biopharmaceutical manufacturing is certainly going to be very attractive. And I think research and innovation is also another very attractive investment opportunity in the pharma sector. So I really think it will see more investment coming into this particular sector. And as you know, the biopharma sector is highly capital intensive. So I think getting, sort of removing some of these hurdles is certainly going to be very conducive and attractive for investment. And I think it's only a matter of time, because we are still concerned with the insecurities that are linked with drug prices and other aspects of healthcare costs. But I think those are sort of unfounded fears which need to be dispelled.
So Kiran, do you anticipate big ticket M&A within the pharma sector, perhaps global companies continuing with the takeover of Indian companies as we've seen happen in the past?
Well, I think certainly there is an interest in looking at Indian companies, both mid-sized and large Indian pharma companies, and I do expect that we are likely to see some of this happening in the near future.
Well, Kiran, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks very much for joining us with your take on what the changes announced by the government mean, particularly for the pharma sector. As Kiran pointed out, couldn't have happened at a better time. Everyone's forgotten about the Raghuram Rajan story. Everyone's talking about the FDI story. Now,